Learning how to fly is one of the most exciting endeavors that anyone can ever undertake. But buyer beware, you could get scammed.
Finding a flight school that's trustworthy and honest can be a challenge to any potential aviator. That's why you need to be equipped with the knowledge it takes to make a wise flight school choice.
And that's why your friends at US Sport Flight Academy have assembled the top 10 scams that deceitful flight schools try to put over potential students. Let's take a look at those scams. Number 10, lying about airplane and instructor availability.
Many flight schools often try to appear bigger than they are to give the impression that you can get on the flight schedule with ease. Students who are trying to complete their flight training within a reasonable time frame can be severely stalled by a flight school that only has 2 or 3 aircraft and a handful of part-time instructors.
Join a flight school that has a healthy amount of aircraft and instructors, and ensure that those instructors have a wide range of availability that includes both early mornings, evenings, and weekends. And also, ask to see the flight school's schedule before you sign up for training. Number 9, promising one instructor throughout training. It's no secret that 99% of flight instructors are building time to move on to the airline or corporate job of their dreams. It is possible that your flight instructor may leave you while you're in mid-training. So no flight school can truly promise that your instructor is not going to leave.
Find a flight school that's fully staffed, so in the event your instructor does move on, another qualified instructor will take their place without delaying your training.
Number 8, pushing expensive pilot supplies.
Many flight schools run a small internal pilot shop with products they get at wholesale. Then to turn a profit, they try and sell you elaborate and expensive training systems that you don't need.
You need to find a flight school that offers reasonably priced pilot supplies. Do your homework to determine what a new student pilot actually needs, and be wary of complicated and costly training systems. And remember, it's the 21st century. Shop online. Number 7, pressuring students into additional training. Many flight schools may try to pressure students into additional training that they may or may not need. For example, a brand new private pilot may be told by the flight school, you must get your instrument rating right away in order to be a truly safe pilot.
Work with a flight school that cares more about your personal aviation goals rather than their bank account. Trade in smooth-talking salespeople for a personal program offered by a caring staff.
Number 6, guaranteed accelerated training. In today's busy culture, the allure of accelerated flight training is quite an attractive offer. Many schools offer 2 to 4 week accelerated flight training programs for students that can't afford to wait months or even years in some cases to get their certificates and ratings. Now, although there are many very successful 2-week and 3-week accelerated flight training programs out there, be careful of schools that guarantee your completion in a short time frame.
Align yourself with a flight school that is forthright about how many students complete the course and how long it takes the average student to actually finish it. Also ask how much the average student spends. If they are honest, they will share some real numbers with you.
Number 5, overtraining students. Overtraining a student pads a flight school's pockets, and this can be achieved in multiple ways. For example, a flight school may insist that a student pay for classroom time both before and after each lesson, and in many cases that classroom time is completely unnecessary. Another way that this can be achieved is that the flight school insists that the flight instructor over-prepares his or her student for their check ride.
Identify a flight school that has a structured training program but doesn't feel like a military academy. Look out for pilot factories. Some schools have programs designed to bleed you dry with unnecessary ground and air time.
Number 4, guaranteed flying jobs. Many flight schools claim to have programs that guarantee you a flight instruction job once your training is complete. But how can any business possibly guarantee someone a job they've never even met before? You could be a total freak.
Stay away from flight schools that make sweeping guarantees. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Number 3, compromising safety to save money.
This may not be considered a scam, but saving money on maintenance can be a dangerous business. Many flight schools fly older aircraft that they constantly put band-aids on to save money. Not all older aircraft are bad trainers, but good maintenance and service is key.
Find a flight school with fresh, late-model aircraft and an in-house maintenance department that diligently cares for its airplanes. And one more tip, when you go to tour a potential flight school, have them show you every single airplane that they have. Many flight schools have just one nice airplane that they call the show pony that they'll show potential students. But then, when training begins, you find yourself flying Old Faithful built in 1968. Number 2, guaranteeing completion dates and flight times. Every individual learns at his or her own pace while in flight training. It's impossible for a flight school to guarantee how many hours a student's going to have at the end of their training or guarantee an exact completion date. But flight schools do it anyway because it entices students to train with them.
Find a flight school that offers training programs with reasonable goals but is also flexible. Look for a school that's honest enough to show you actual student completion times.
And number 1, grossly underquoting prices. Many flight schools have a tendency to quote you a low price that's based on the FAA's minimum required time for the particular certificate or rating that you're going for. As an example, let's say you want to become a private pilot. Well, the minimum FAA time is 40 hours, and some flight schools, dishonest, will quote you 40 hours. The dirty little secret is the national average for becoming a private pilot is actually between 65 and 70 hours. Sadly, these low quotes get a lot of people in the front door.
An honest and transparent flight school should help you build a budget around the real numbers it takes actual students to complete their flight training, not FAA minimums. These numbers should be discussed within the first conversation you have with your potential flight school.
Bottom line, do your research. Find a flight school that you're going to be comfortable with. You need a flight school that's fully staffed with friendly flight instructors and fresh aircraft for you to do your training and make your flying dreams come true.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us.
From your friends at U.S. Sport Flight Academy, we're Nathan and Sarah. Take care, everyone.